Western Spring Television, ours it is.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Thank you for joining us again at this time on Morning Spring. On Western Spring Television, FEMI Ojo is my name. And of course, we hope, I trust you had a restful night. For some, maybe you're still sleeping. But for those of you that are awake, it's, what it's all about, getting and setting out early so that you go through the hustle and bustle, for a gainful end. And I wish us a good endeavor today, whatever you do as a private, business owner, as a corporate, business owner, as an employee, as an employer, traders, artisans, people in place of power, leaders, followers, Nigerians, residents of Nigeria, even across South Africa and beyond the shores of Africa as well. Make sure you do what you have to do. Thank you once more for joining us. Evelyn is here.
Good morning, Femi. How are you doing today?
Very well, I'm alive.
I can see you are well also. Not just alive, you're alive and well.
Thank you very much.
All right, welcome, people. My name is EVELYN OHIOLEI, welcoming especially to the midweek installment of Morning Spring, where we'll talk about everything that concerns us as a country. Here, we'll talk about social political issues, begin to critical stakeholders, politicians, policymakers, so that you, our esteemed viewers, can have a better understanding of the issue at hand. It is a beautiful day. And talking about beautiful, Femi, I did something this morning and I realized that when we wake up, we're not conscious of how beautiful the day is. I mean, I woke up this morning and getting out of my, house, I just had this deep breath. I had to take in a deep breath and I was like, oh, it's a beautiful day. And I could feel exactly. And I could feel the cold breeze, come against my skin and all of that. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful feeling, Every day we wake up to go hustle, to go to our different places of work. We actually do not know how beautiful the day is. Yes, we talk about it. Oh, the day is beautiful, but have you actually felt how beautiful it is? I'm talking about nature. Yeah. And it was a beautiful feeling this morning. I told myself, what will it take for me to be doing this every day, because it sets an entirely different mood and tone for my day, and I think I'm going to be doing that every day.
That's you giving consultation 101 therapy to everybody, having a good and a better, a feel good day. And especially you will be conscious of that, especially when you set out early. If actually you're running, you forgot to close your door, you are getting into your car, you are shouting on somebody to open the gate, all of these things you have forgotten, even when it is happening to you. But for you to be conscious means you are deliberate, you set out early. Let me just put a humor part to that. You talked about beautiful feeling, good air, cool breeze. That can only be possible when your environment is clean.
True.
Really?
True. Yeah, that's another
Imagine you setting out and then the environment is not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the foul smell and all of that.
I don't want to say that because we're talking about something beautiful this morning. So, you know what they say about cleanliness is next to godliness. So let's do whatever we have to do. And most of these diseases, illnesses that we are hearing and that we are seeing and unfortunately killing people, has to do with us maybe playing a part. To be clean, wash your hands when you have to. In fact, at every opportunity that you have, when you shake people, don't be conscious of that and don't take it close to your face. It's not just about COVID-19 or monkeypox alone. We have to maintain a healthy habit. And before we go to the papers this morning, it was more of a cheer yesterday evening when the news came out that the test run of the production of TMS at the Dangote refinery has been done and completed. The man who has the visionary, the chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, in a kind of interview yesterday, you could see the excitement in it. And he promised, that this would be the best ever, or in recent times, the quality of the product they are going to be churning out. And then, I saw it in a bottle. He was holding the bottle. At the interview, I was holding the bottle in which the product was in. It was almost as clear as water, not these colored ones that we'll see, or colored ones rather. But then Nigerians will say, wish you all the best, and maybe, bring it on. Finally, Dangote will start producing. And he was asked, how early can he go commercial? He said, maybe in the next 2 days or whatever, but it depends on the federal government, because there is an arrangement between the federal government and Dangote refinery that NNPCL should be the ones that they buy,
from the refinery.
Yeah, from the refinery in a sole buying kind of way. And then I just saying, wait a minute, what exactly is the import of this? Is it to curb price fixing? Is it for monopoly? Because people have been talking about monopoly, and Dangote himself, at the time was in a kind of way, let me say, was throwing tantrums because he felt it was being hounded in a kind of way, and people are harassing him, talking about him wanting a monopoly. But now the NNPCL are the ones that are saying, you know what, whatever you're producing, we'll be the one to buy, and then we'll know how to distribute. So a mix of cheer for the people, excited, but then this angle of the NNPCL buying everything from him, what business that government involved is. And even though NNPCL is a private entity, but then you still have the hands of the government in that. So Nigerians are excited, maybe not too excited in another guys as well.
I think the excitement of Nigerians has actually fizzled out. At the time, Nigerians were excited because we have one of our own, and finally we have a refinery that we can call our own. It's been a long time that people have been advocating and asking the federal government to give us a refinery so we don't have to import fuel, since we are the producers of crude oil. Now we have Dangote refinery coming up. A lot of people were excited because this is made in Nigeria. But then the excitement fizzled out because it was dragging, the promise and fail kind of thing. Now at this time, especially when Nigerians are barely surviving when it comes to the consumption of PMS, I'm talking about premium petroleum, people just want something that can probably bring down the price of PMS at this time. And if Dangote is not going to do that, I can tell you that the excitement will not be there. It's just one of the numerous things that we have to face in this country. So the only thing that Dangote can do, for Nigerians at this time is probably to give them a price lower than what the NNPC. Remember that the NNPC has adjusted their price, reviewed their price upwards, and I feel the only thing...
865 now.
Yes.
And I just say...
Mr. Okiki, thank you. Hello, Shalom.